Hello and welcome back to Ek Mulakat. As you may know, we bring a different guest to you each time, a famous personality from different walk of life. And today we have with us Prachi Thakker. Prachi Thakker is from the television and ad film industry. So let's all welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show, Miss Prachi.
The privilege is all mine.
We are so happy to have you with us today. And I'm going to start off by asking you, when we are in school or when we are a child, a little kid, people always ask us, who do you want to be when you grow up? So that's the first question that came to my mind. You're so pretty. And did you always want to be an actress?
It's quite a coincidence that I'm an actress today. Well, from childhood, my ambitions changed every year. Every year, I wanted to become an air hostess, or maybe a pilot, or maybe a doctor. But as times changed, my ambitions changed as well. Becoming an actress was a complete coincidence. And here I am today in an industry which I never expected to be. But yes, I'm loving my profession at the moment.
That's very wonderful to know because that's very important. It doesn't matter what you do in life.
Yes.
You have to be able to enjoy what you do.
Yes.
Has anyone from your family been in the film industry at all that you were able to get into it?
My grandfather was into acting, drama. He used to do a lot of plays. But otherwise, not really. My brother is into production. He's also into filmmaking.
Okay, that's very nice.
Yeah.
If I may ask you, since your idea about your career changed over the period of time, what was the journey like? Like once you made the decision that you wanted to become an actress, what was the journey like from that time on to the point where you got into your career?
Well, I'm a management graduate. Acting was something that was never expected. But it was my husband who encouraged me into acting. And because of his encouragement, today I'm here. I tried my acting skills and I'm successful by God's grace, by Baba's grace, of course. And the journey was not very difficult, fortunately, because my first break was Kasautii, Zindaagii on Star Plus by Balaji Telefilms. And after that, I never looked back.
How wonderful. And what really caught my attention when you said that was that your husband encouraged you to get into the movies. And for all our female viewers out there, I'm sure this is like a very big motivation, to have a supportive husband who can totally support you no matter what you want to do. That's very wonderful to know. Can you talk a little bit more about, I know your TV series that you just mentioned has been very famous. Can you talk a little bit more about that series or any other series that comes to your mind?
Well, I've been very lucky to be offered roles which are very different. Every character that I played was different. Like the one I played in Kasautii was of a very positive, soft, loving girl. There came a series called Havan where I was a very sensitive girl. And the current show I did, G on Zee TV, was a character which is a grey character, the antagonist, with a shade of comedy in it.
Okay.
So I have been blessed where I've been given lots of opportunities to work on different characters, play different roles like we all do in real life too. So my journey was very interesting. On the other hand, I also did a whole lot of ad films where I got exposed to different types of products and different kind of people. Basically, I love meeting people, making friends and having new experiences in life. Be it travel, be it meeting people, doing different kind of work.
It's very nice to know. You just mentioned that your husband has supported you. So you have a child too. You have a boy. And looking at you, I totally had no clue that, you have a boy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but what is it like? Because, being a woman, a working woman, and especially someone in a film industry, movie industry, or the advertisement industry, where there is so much glamour, as we all know. And it's a completely different ball game when it comes to television and, shows. How are you able to manage both your family life and your career?
I don't think it's very tough. I feel that if you're connected to your inner self, the profession doesn't matter. If you're aware that you're a mother, you're a wife, you have a family to take care of, and your role to do as a professional, I think everything balances very beautifully. Off screen, I am a mother, and I always have to do my duties first. My son is my priority. What I do in every walk of life matters to me and matters to him. So I always want to do respectable work where my son looks up to me and feels proud. He never feels neglected. And my profession never comes in the way of his childhood or his dreams or his hopes from me as a mother.
How beautifully said. I mean, really hats off to you.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously, because a lot of times, there is a tug of war.
Yes.
Like, do I play more emphasis on my career?
Yes.
Do I give more time to my family? How does it go? But from what you are telling me, it sounds like you've made it like a piece of cake, Well,
it's not a piece of cake. It's very difficult because in a profession like ours where you're self-obsessed, where what matters to you is only yourself and your growth, it's a little difficult. But when you're aware of your responsibilities, if you love selflessly, you can definitely give selflessly. That's all that matters.
That's very, very wonderful. That's very, very wonderfully said. I also would like to know, what was your journey like coming to Brahma Kumaris? Is this your first visit here or you've been here before?
Oh, no, this is my first visit here.
Okay.
And it was just a coincidence. But it was a blissful experience, very enriching. And it's given me a lot of power. It's given me the capability to look into myself, be more aware of my responsibilities, not just towards myself, but also towards my loved ones. Because we're not here as just souls who live for ourselves. If we give, we receive. And of course, it's a journey. It's a process. We need to work on it.
Right.
And I think Raj Yoga meditation gives you the power to work on it.
And how long is your life in this advertisement industry?
It's been more than 12 to 13 years now.
Okay, so it's very easy to get all this name and fame into your head. And not you as a person in particular. In general, it's just a natural process. You start getting into the glamour and the different roles that you play and all the attention that you get. So all these years, how were you able to maintain that balance?
I really didn't find it so challenging, to be honest, because I'm a very practical person. At the same time, I believe in being very level-headed. I was always aware that my profession is one part of my life, but the other important part of my life is my family, and which is very important to me, which I prioritize in my life. My son is very important. His childhood, his growth is very important to me. So it's like playing a role.
Okay.
One role of a professional as an actress and one role as a mother.
At this point, I would like to congratulate your parents because it looks like they have to have that kind of aspect. It almost sounds to me it's like built into you, and that brings me to my next question. I noticed that you have a birthmark on your neck.
Oh, yes.
And from this distance, if I'm not wrong, it almost looks like a trident to me, which is like Shiva's. Could you talk to me about that? Because I have not seen anything like this before. And that kind of tells me maybe there is some connection with your being level-headed and, the balance that you're exhibiting in life. Does that have anything to do with that? I'm wondering.
Oh, I really don't know. This is a birthmark which I have, and it's surprising to me as well. Till I was 16, it used to represent Om. An Om sign, yes. And after that, it turned into a Trishul.
Oh my God.
And by God's grace, I am a Shiv Bhakt. I believe in Shivji a lot. For everything, I'm like running to him. Shivji, aap kar do. And he's never rejected me.
Very nice.
So I really don't know whether I'm blessed or I'm lucky, but yes, I definitely feel that it gives me a lot of inner strength. He always keeps me aware because I believe the kind of person you are is what you attract. I've always believed in being responsible. I've always believed in taking care of others, being more careful towards my responsibilities. And my inner God in me always reminds me of it. So that way I feel that I'm blessed. And of course, I don't expect much. But yeah, this is a very different thing. It just makes me feel better, makes me feel protected, that I have God always close to me.
How wonderful. And the transition from Om to Trishul, even that is very interesting.
Yes.
I mean, at what age did that happen?
Around 16 to 17.
Okay.
Till I was 16, it was smaller and it looked like an Om.
Okay.
But after 17, I realized that it turned into a Trishul.
How wonderful. So it's always like you have God very close to you.
Yes.
And you're protected, constantly under His
it
protection.
makes me feel protected.
Yeah. Is your family also into Brahmakumaris? I mean, are they, since you've been introduced like 2 to 3 months ago, are they also into Brahmakumaris? Have they been introduced to the
My son has a spiritual side to him, which I'm very proud of. At this age, he really talks like a mature human being. He's very supportive, very understanding, very mature. So yes, he has also been attending Brahma Kumari classes and trying to understand the practical approach that they have. I've introduced my mother as well, but she's still in the process.
Okay.
But yes, we are spiritually inclined towards Brahma Kumaris.
Since this is your first visit here, what was your experience like? I mean, being in Bombay and going to a center close to your house and, being part of the Brahma Kumari there, as opposed to being here, which is like the headquarters. And we call this not only the headquarters, this is Baba's home. You've come to Mount Abu, which is like Baba's home.
Yes.
What was the experience like being in this environment?
It was blissful. I guess that is what I needed. Bombay is a very fast city. And my kind of profession requires a lot of time, a lot of energy, and especially if you're a mother, it's like exhausting at times, very challenging. So when I came here, I had no expectations whatsoever. But it was a brilliant experience. Extremely positive, extremely blissful, and extremely enriching.
That's very nice.
So I really enjoyed every moment of it, every moment.
And your son has also been experiencing the same?
Yes. He's just loving it here. That's the whole reason why I'm so happy that if my child enjoys it, I mean, that's the place for me.
Would you take anything back from here? Or let me rephrase. What would you take back from here that you would bring to your friends and family, and especially to your industry? Do you look at yourself as the spokesperson, maybe for Brahma Kumaris, where you can because this industry is stressed no matter what. There's a lot of competition and a lot of stress. Do you think you can bring back some values and culture, whatever you've learned here, back to your profession?
Oh, I would love to be honest. But I believe, and with time I have realized that you can't really force anybody into anything. But yes, I would love to share my experiences because they're enriching enough for me. But yes, when it comes to other people, I would like to guide them, share my experience, but the rest is up to them. But yes, definitely my experience here is unique, which my friends who really understand spirituality, who believe, who have like-minded thoughts like me, would definitely like to benefit from it.
Actually, when you said that, one question crossed my mind. When you grow in a different culture, like say, for example, if you live in the US and you are of the Indian origin, for example,
yes,
there is always a little bit of friction in the sense that adjustment period takes place. So when you were talking about that to me, I just realized that being spiritual in this atmosphere, how does that play into that atmosphere? Does it kind of set you apart? Or does it help you understand people better? Or it makes you feel a little different from the rest?
Because in an industry which is so insecure, where you don't know what you're doing tomorrow, when you have a holiday, when you can spend time with your loved ones, and when you're at the top and when you're at the bottom. There's no idea of what's going to happen tomorrow. Spirituality really helps you hold yourself. It gives you time to look into yourself, what you want, where your peace is. So it gets you back to your original self.
Okay.
So whenever I feel stressed, whenever I feel lost, whenever I feel alone, the only thing I have to do is just close my eyes and call for Baba.
How beautiful. I mean, I'm truly feeling that you have not been away from Baba, even though you said that you've been just 2-3 months into Brahma Kumaris. But by just listening to you, I am getting the feeling that all along, Baba has been with you.
Yes, that's because I've been a Shiv Bhakt right from my childhood. So it's only the name that changes. But the energy is the same.
Same. How beautiful. When did you first catch yourself being spiritually inclined? I'm asking as a child.
As a child, I was a very carefree, happy child. A very protected childhood. But I guess down the years, after marriage, I tried different kinds of meditation. I have been a Vipassana student. I have done hypnosis. And somehow I got introduced to spirituality in the form of meditation and hypnosis through my husband because he was inclined towards these things. But I would find a lot of peace when I meditated because it's very difficult to control your emotions when you're stressed, when you're disturbed, when you feel insecure. And the best way to control them and look into yourself is meditation. That gives you the space. And slowly with time, I just realized that any kind of meditation, be it Raj Yoga meditation, be it transcendental meditation, be it Vipassana, it gives you a lot of inner peace. And that's, I think, all that we need. All of us here.
Exactly. Peace and happiness. I mean,
yes.
That's
and positivity.
And positivity. Yes. I mean, those are the two things when we talk to God, you know, we're just asking
all we ask for.
Yeah, for peace. Most of the times, I mean, that is all people ask for is peace, positivity.
In whatever form.
In whatever form.
In the form of love from your loved ones.
Yes.
In the form of your career.
Yes.
In the form of health.
Correct.
But it's all ultimately peace.
So where do you see yourself going from this point on? I mean, each one of us has a goal in life, and what would be your, if I were to ask you like the next 5 years, you know, what would be your goal?
Well, I never set goals. To be very honest, it may sound very cliche, but I never set goals because life has a different plan for us. What I face today in my life, I would have never expected maybe 10 years, 15 years down the line. I would have had some different plans. So I've realized that making plans and having expectations really makes you unhappy at times. So the best thing is work hard, put in your genuine efforts, be true to your loved ones, never ignore them for your own selfish needs, and God supports you in whatever form.
How wonderful, how wonderful. It's really beautiful to just sit here and listen to you because there is so much knowledge and so much insight and so much wisdom coming from you. And at such a young age, and being in the industry that you are, you know, you have managed to be so level-headed, and that is really, really, really a positive influence on, I'm sure, our viewers too. What would be your message for people today? There are a lot of viewers who are watching us out there today, and what would be your message for them?
I would just say that love your loved ones selflessly, be true to them, value time, value whatever God has given you. And be grateful. The rest falls in place.
How very nicely said. You know, as packed as your life is, being a mom and a wife, and you have your own career, and plus you have your spiritual side, do you have any hobbies in addition to all that you do?
Oh yes, loads of them.
Really?
But I find very less time to really fulfill them. But yes, I love singing.
Oh, would you mind singing for us?
Oh my God.
I mean, that would be so, if you just hum a few lines, I'm sure our viewers would love that.
इस मोड़ से जाते हैं कुछ सुस्त कदम रस्ते कुछ तेज कदम राही.
Very beautiful. Oh my God, you have such a sweet voice.
Yeah, I try to sing a little bit. I love singing, but that's one passion that I would love to pursue sometime in my life.
So you have taken lessons, singing lessons?
Oh, not really. On the basic level, yes, but unfortunately, I really didn't continue with it.
Okay.
That's one thing I really repent in my life, but I guess God had different plans for me.
Right.
So singing is one thing, yes, which is my hobby. Fitness is another.
Sure.
I love taking care of myself, remaining fit, trying to really push myself hard to achieve my own set goals. So that gets me, and my profession, of course, gets me going. It's taking care of my health, my loved one's health. I'm always after my son. If you ask him, he would be like, "Oh my God, yeah."
How about cooking? Do you enjoy cooking?
I do, but of lately, I've never really tried my hand at it. But yes, I love cooking. I love eating.
You know, you have so much bubbling energy inside you, and you are, I would say, a role model for a lot of women out there, you know, who are balancing or trying to balance. And I'm very pleased to have you with us today, because it has been a wonderful conversation I've had with you, and it's been good to know about all the different hobbies and the different aspects of your life. And we wish you all the best. And I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish that you take up singing, because the two lines that you hummed for us were beautiful. I mean, I understand a little bit music, and I could feel like it was flawless the way you sang.
Thank you so much. But it's been a pleasure for me to be here, to be a part of the Brahma Kumari family, and it's a wonderful and an extremely enriching experience. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
I'm sure all of us have enjoyed this conversation, because it is very enriching and enlightening to know, and refreshing to know, that a person at such a young age can achieve so many things and be level-headed about it too. I mean, not let the name and fame go to the head, and keep a balanced act. It's a juggling act, balancing your career and your family and your husband and your friends and, the whole works. So we were extremely happy to have her with us today. And we would like to thank you for watching us today. Have a great day. Thank you.